I think for the first time this season, we saw Haaland look a little bit human. You know,
Yeah, he was a bit
he
out the
was,
game. Like, he didn't
and I
get too
think
involved.
he's obviously this is not a comparison of talent, just ways in which they impact the game. I always used to say about Deli Ali, when he doesn't score, he's not going to do anything for you. And obviously, he
Mm.
went on to just now he
Did
plays in
nothing.
Turkey. Yeah, he plays in Turkey now. But like, and I think Haaland is, obviously he's always a threat running in behind, and he stretches defenses, which can create space for other players. So I'm not saying that he's absolutely useless when he's not scoring goals, but obviously his main thing, like where he earns his bread, is scoring goals.
Yeah.
And I think you saw
Yeah.
at times today, like the ball gets played into him. He's not like a Gabriel Jesus who's going to get the ball and turn and bring other people in with little flicks and like link up play and all that. That's not really his game. His game is all about scoring goals. And I think it will be interesting to see, as obviously this is his first season playing under Pep, whether he develops that side of his game,
I
like
was
the
just
sort
going
of,
to say that. I
yeah,
was just going to
the
say that.
link.
I wouldn't be surprised if, say this time next season, you see more of that. That his game has evolved, because it will have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
City can use
But
him
I,
as they are at the moment as an out and out goal scorer. But even Aguero, when he was there, he had to develop his game,
That's true. That's very true.
and I can
but he
definitely
had
see
to
that he will
develop
do
his
that.
game. But Aguero had to develop his game more in a pressing sense, where they're always on the ball. I feel like what Haaland is lacking is more or less his hold up play, and you don't see a lot of typical Guardiola strikers uh, have to hold play with their back to goal so much. The only kind of striker that you would think had a similar kind of build to that would be Lewandowski at Bayern Munich. But even then, I feel like they dominated possession so much, and they were always in the front foot, really pressing. There was rarely not a time where they'd knock it up long to Lewandowski, and he would have to play his with back to goal and hold off defenders, lay people off, and that.
Yeah,
Although I will say that he was better.
But developing your game means doing whatever you have to do, whatever you're lacking in, or what you're deficient in. So if he needs to, learn to play with his back to goal a bit more, lay people in, improve his touch and laying off and what have you, then that's what he needs to work on.
yeah.
Well, no, no, less so Holland. I'm just saying, I'm maybe throwing a spanner in the works that would Guardiola be able to coach that into a player before, because we don't see him typically use that style of
But I
striker.
don't think he'll
I mean,
coach Haaland to be a Duncan Ferguson, like backing into defenders and doing that. I think it's more
no, of
having
course
that
not. But
ability,
like,
because you have to remember, right? Guardiola's system has in the past featured that false nine role, right? Like David Villa was his striker at Barca, and although he played on the shoulder, like sometimes he would come deep to get on the ball to just like start like attacks and stuff. And obviously Messi's played in that false nine role under him, and like obviously that's his whole game. And I think, well, obviously they're completely different physical builds and types of players to Haaland. But the point I'm trying to make is that perhaps the next evolution of Haaland's game is that he drops deep or deeper just to like help the play tick over, and then he makes that run into the box, like almost like what Harry Kane's doing now,
Yeah.
right? Because Harry Kane didn't have this in his game.
He was so much the ideal striker for them. So
Oh yeah,
much.
yeah, he would have been
I know,
perfect for them. Perfect.
Absolutely.
they're set up
Ready-made
in
in
club, man.
all different ways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
don't think Haaland will necessarily develop that to the level that Harry Kane has. If he does, then we're looking at one of the best
tip
players of
my
all
hat
time,
to
kind of
him.
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah,
think the next stage to his game is to add some of that. And I think it will just make him. It will probably help him score more goals because it'll make him more difficult to defend. Because eventually people clock on as much as they can to the sort of penalty box danger. But if you can now drop deep and spray passes and bring other players into play, then defenders have more to worry about than just you in the penalty area. So it'll be interesting to see
yeah.
how he gets on.